We're starting Reel-10B. It's the late summer of 1976. Edwin is a little over 3, Dave is 5, and Anita is 7. Can tell it's late summer by the lousy state of our grass. This is a climbing frame that I found in somebody's trash. It's in pretty wretched condition, but I brought it back home and straightened it out, added some extra bits here and there. I still have pieces of it that I use for gardening. These 34 years later. Anita was very good, wasn't she? Well done, little oops. I nearly mishap there. And now Edwin's going to have a go, assisted by his big sister. Oh! There he goes. Well done, Ed. Well done. And now everybody's going up. Look at all those guys go. It's a good climbing frame to find. Lots of the tubular steel was bent, needed to be straightened. But somebody had finished with it and tossed it out. You can see some of the damaged ones there that have been straightened to still have good utility and strength. And there's a nice cooperative effort with everybody. And for his pains, David gets kicked in the head. I'd forgotten how good Anita was at doing that. It's a long time ago, 34 years ago. Again, we didn't worry too much about the sun in those days. Today, I think we worry about too many things. I should correct that to too many relatively unimportant things. We don't worry enough about some really important things. Michigan is the second most cloud-covered state in the Union, second to Washington State. And now it's December 1976, and we're back at the Flamingo in Clearwater Beach. We tended to do the same thing every year. Dad was a little bit like that, but it is nice to see how the children have grown a year older. There's Edwin, now 3. Can at least bang the nail with the hammer. I haven't quite got the idea of swinging it. I don't think he's going to damage his eyes too much with those degree of pounding. Clearwater Beach in December did not have sunny weather all the time. Indeed, it was often quite cold and often windy. We don't have a movie of Edwin when he was saying, "Me blow away," but these were the sort of conditions that inspired him to say it when we went out to dinner one night. You can see it was cold and windy, but lots of fun. So much nicer than Michigan in late December. And there's the Flamingo from the pier. quite a substantial sea. Not quite Katarina situation. And I believe what we're seeing here is Dad taking Anita and David out on this fishing expedition. And I think Edwin stayed behind with Mum. Let's see if that was right. Yes, it obviously was. That's Dad with the two older ones and younger one staying back on the beach again. Sun's come out. And again, well done, Anita. She's not only great at doing this, but she's teaching all the other guys how to do it. There she goes again, upside down Anita. We're back on the farm, and as far as I can sort things out, this is the spring of 1977. I think it looks like spring. The fields look as if they, in some cases, have been newly worked on without anything yet growing. Hard to tell looking at grass, because it grows all the time. But I think it is the spring of 1977. So that the children would not yet have had their birthdays. We would still have had Edwin 3, David 5, and Anita 7. Now we're on the boat to Belfast. We came to Britain for June 1977 because that was the 25th anniversary of Queen Elizabeth II coming to the throne. Didn't seem to take any pictures in England, but here we are in Northern Ireland, which was experiencing uncommonly wonderful weather. This is the Belfast Lough, and this is a pool. There's the Belfast shipyards behind it there. Oh, that shot should have been longer. We're sliding down into this pool that was associated, as far as I recall, with a high school. I know where it is. It's on the Carrickfergus side of the Belfast Lough. Your dad's a bit chicken here, which your mum recorded for posterity. Also, I'm a pretty lousy swimmer, as you can see. We are now in the Glens of Antrim. Antrim is a county in Northern Ireland. There are 6 counties. Belfast is shared between 2 of them, Antrim and Down. Our home was in County Antrim, as indeed is Lily's today. And this is called the Glens of Antrim. It's only about an hour's drive from where I grew up. You can see how so like Northern Ireland it looks with the fields and the lush green. Here's a little bridge over the streams. It's very wonderful scenery, but nothing spectacular. Nothing like the Qualmanon Falls. All very pretty and subdued. And the weather is usually raining or threatening to rain. That's why we've got protection. Lots of little streams to walk over. And now we are something much more spectacular. This is the Giant's Causeway. These basalt hexagon shapes that reach out into the North Sea. I believe this is the only place in the world where you get a display of this nature. It's all natural, and they're all hexagonal in shape, and there's loads and loads and loads of it. And it's kind of adventurous to climb over it. It reaches out towards the sea. It's the Giant's Causeway because legend has it that this big giant was chasing another giant. The Irish giant was chasing the English giant, and the English giant, of course, fled. And the Irish giant rushed out here and reached down and picked up a great big clawed piece of sod and threw it at him. And it landed in the middle of the sea and became the Isle of Man. The Isle of Man is a little island between Ireland and Great Britain, and I sailed in it once on Peter Gillespie's boat. I sadly miss Peter. Died earlier this month. This is October 2010. Lots of places to hide and slide near the Giant's Causeway. And believe it or not, we're now in Bangor, and a very brief scene of my friend Charlie Kenny. And that is Bangor, on one of the three piers. And now it's time to go home. This is Freddie Laker's airline, DC-10 we're flying on. At the time I was very impressed by DC-10s. But today it's all passé. And Freddie Laker was the first company to offer cheap transatlantic fares. Previously they had been highly controlled by the airlines and priced in very high and artificial ways. There's Mum with Edwin. Now we're in the fall of 1977, playing soccer. There's David. We could see a little foretelling of what was to come with his great interest. Here's Edwin. Everybody was into soccer except Anita. We're all having fun. Not a lot happening. Go for it, Dave. There's a good smack. Doesn't the referee look big? Half time. And now we're back at Satterley Road. It would be December 1977 or possibly January 1978. The winter of 77-78. We're on the very small slope that leads into the bulrushes we once had. And they acted as a sort of safety barrier, otherwise it was rather dangerous, as one could have gone into the road. Oh, that was expected to be more spectacular than it turned out to be. Funny camera behavior here, unfortunately. Yeah, you see, we're almost reaching the road. But, it's a little bit risky. Oh, David nearly had a confrontation with the tree there, which is rather unfortunate. And now we're at the end of Reel-10B. End of Reel 10.